So, treasure trees. Treasure tree program, you want me to go right back to the beginning?
Sure.
So the treasure tree program identified big trees, the biggest in their species, the top 3. And it's a very dynamic program. So because trees, like people, grow, they live, and then they die. And so a dead king doesn't do anyone any good. So we always have to have a replacement in the wings. So the program was started back in the early 80s, late 70s. I don't have an exact date on it. By the local extension agent, Tom Martin, by Dr. Bill Logan, who's a local dentist, and Jim McCleary, I think it was a local woodworker. And they just were tree lovers. 2000, 2001, we at Heartwood had noticed how much of the canopy we were losing on a regular basis. I took the treasure tree program, started a Queen's Crown organization bent on having people recognize the Charlotte canopy as an entity to itself. And these individual trees were the jewels in the crown, if you will. And that's what we call them. It's part of the treasure tree program. So we started resurrecting it, and life gets busy. We're volunteers. Started to go away again, and then TreesCharlotte reared its beautiful head. Trees became a priority in this town again. So what we do is we'll go out and we'll quantify it. You know, we take circumference, we measure the height, and that measurement is you combine a couple different measurements so you get an average really, and then we measure the spread. And you get points for each one of those. And the top point leader is who is the king of the treasure trees of that particular species.
It's not as tall as we've seen. It's probably going to be around 70 feet, I would just guess. But we're just out here today measuring the couple of the new nominees for the treasure tree program. And we just got through measuring a big willow oak over at CPCC.
We want to keep the measuring tape as close to parallel to the ground as possible to get the most accurate measure. More accurate to get the circumference. So this is 14 feet and 10 inches circumference. Thank you. So now we're measuring the crown spread of the tree. That's the widest point of the canopy of the tree from end to end. So visually from far away, we determine the widest point of the tree is from any angle, and then we measure that, and then we measure at 90 degrees perpendicular, and then we take the average.
The tree right now, we just did the crown spread. I didn't hear what we got on the other side. We got 100 feet one way
and it was 83 the other way, so 91.5.
Yeah, so 91.5 foot average crown spread on this one. So we're gonna see what we get with the height of it.
So we are about to measure the height of the tree. There are several methods to be able to do that. Really the most accurate one that we can do is with a tool called a hypsometer or a laser rangefinder. And in a second you'll see Brett, one of our tree hunters, using it, and it automatically calculates the height of the tree based on the distance found by the laser as well as the angle.
What are you finding?
82 feet.
82
The reason we have the great canopy that we do is because people took the time in the early 1900s to plant trees. It was, well, number one, they didn't have the internet. There's not a lot to do. I think electricity was still fairly new then. And we just want to get that habit back of planting trees. That's the way we get this forest. That's the goal, I believe, of TreesCharlotte. And if we can get this canopy back to 50% by 2050, it'll be a win for everyone.